This video is made possible by North Naperville Autos. If you're looking for a quality used car in the Chicagoland area, North Naperville Autos is here to help. Browse their inventory at northnapervilleautos.com and drive home in a new vehicle today.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2012 Acura TL SH all-wheel drive. Up front is a 3.7 liter V6, down below is a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this here Acura TL for a couple of reasons. Mainly the fact that I recently drove a 2009, a first model year of this body style TL, and that was a front wheel drive version, which actually comes with a lot of differences. So this is the more loaded all-wheel drive version. I'm excited to tell you guys about it today. But before we get on to anything else, I have a website, zackpradel.com, where you can buy stickers like this retro sticker packer big friggin' bottle sticker, both with free shipping worldwide. You could also submit your own vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form, no matter where you are in the country or abroad. And you could read my behind the scenes blog to see what I'm filming before it comes out on the channel. But let's get back to that 3.7 liter V6. Well, the TL of this generation, this is a 4th generation TL, came with 2 engine options. If you got the front wheel drive, like I reviewed a few weeks ago, that got the 3.5, but when you went up to the all-wheel drive, it comes with the 3.7 liter V6. Kind of an interesting distinction there. This makes 305 horsepower, a full 25 horsepower more than the 3.5 liter, and I love it just like I love the 3.5. I think these engines are pretty stout, pretty reliable, and I actually drove this engine in this car's older sibling, the RL, from this same era. Like I said, paired to it is a 6-speed automatic. Now this was standard across the board for all TLs in 2012. However, that white one I drove had a 5-speed. This is a 6-speed, feels a lot smoother, a lot more refined than the first year of this generation TL. Last but not least, this has all-wheel drive. This is SH all-wheel drive, which means super handling. Yeah, it's a lot of manufacturer nonsense, but it is all-wheel drive, and the SH all-wheel drive systems are pretty good. With that out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 4 physical gauges. On the far left is my coolant temperature, then my tachometer, and on the right, I have my speedometer and fuel, and in the center, I do get a little digital readout for my outside temperature and odometer. I can also bring up a bunch of other gauges and information in this little screen. I really like that. However, I do like nothing shown on there. I think it sort of cleans up the gauge cluster. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have my volume, channel, mode, phone options, and voice commands. And on the right, I have my cruise control options, as well as my information for that center gauge screen. And of course, I do have paddle shifters around the back. Off to the left, I have my traction control on and off switch. And on the door, I have my power mirrors, 2 different memory seat options, and down below, I have my power locks and power windows. Moving into the center, I do have a decently large infotainment screen. I think it functions well. It is a little clunky and definitely dated for a 10-year-old car. However, it is 10 years old, so I can't hate on it too much. Then down below that, I have 2 climate control vents and a hazard switch, and then we have a whole mess of buttons here. Off to the left and right, we do have our climate options, dual zone, which is very nice, heated mirrors and things like that. But then in the center, I get my radio selectors, CD player, and this giant selector for the infotainment. I really like the feeling of it. However, the overall center console really overwhelms the driver. There's so many buttons, so many things to look at, so many things to push, that I think not only it would take me a while to get used to, but it's just not pretty to look at, being completely honest. Down below that, there's a little cubby that is not an ashtray. And then we have the shifter itself. The shifter does feel very nice going in and out of gear. I do have a sport mode, and it get this nice little leather shift boot, things like that. Big fan of that. And then we have my heated seat options. Very nice. Then we do have cup holders. So we will do a big friggin' bottle test. And of course, these are the same size and shape as the first year of this generation TL, and unfortunately that means it does not pass, which is a little sad because its older sibling, the RL, does pass. So I wish the TL did as well, but not the end of the world. Then we do have this center console armrest, and what I find funny is the fact that there's this little cutout you can move in case you do want to use the rear cup holder, and it sort of gives you that ability, which is pretty funny. But we do have a center console, nothing too crazy in there. The seats are nice and comfortable. Like I said, they are heated, they are power, and they are memory, which are all very, very nice things to see in a motor vehicle. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a backseat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2012 Acura TL SH all-wheel drive, and knee room good, headroom good as well. I do get this nice little bubble here for my head, which helps out with the headroom a lot. I do get a center console here as well with some openable cup holders. I get my own climate vents back here. Very, very nice. Not all sedans do that. I have some speakers in the door, some nice LED reading lights or map lights, whatever you want to call them. But that's pretty much it for the back seats. This is a little bit longer of a chassis than like some of Acura's other vehicles, which is definitely nice. Let's go hop around back. We'll take a quick look at the trunk, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the Acura TL SH all-wheel drive. Here on the key fob, I do have the unlock. Come right up here. Or sorry, trunk popper I meant. And once we are back here, of course, these are the factory floor mats. Don't get anything crazy in here. It's a pretty decent sized trunk. It's a little oddly shaped. A lot of different contouring lines in here, which might make loading like a large picture frame a little difficult. But other than that, I don't think you should struggle too much. It definitely does have a nice sedan trunk, which is what I look for a vehicle like this. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I'm still not a fan of this generation of TL. However, it looks less knight in shining armor when it is in this black color. I think the white of the last one I did was a little too in your face. This is at least a little bit more subtle, a little bit more finesse, I guess, if you want to say. But now let's get on to my final thoughts here on the Acura TL SH all-wheel drive from 2012. Well, I share my thoughts with the previous one that I did. This is a fantastic used car. The updated 6-speed is definitely worth the upgrade. I would highly recommend searching out a later model TL as opposed to an earlier model. This transmission just feels a lot better. The 3.7 gives you that 25 extra horsepower, which is great. And overall, I just think this is a more complete package. That first TL I did, that's the first release of the video game. But this is the one with some of the bugs fixed, with maybe a little bit extra content, some different characters you can select. Smoother gameplay, no frame rate drops. Now, it's not to say this car is without sin. I still feel like the center console and steering wheel are way, way too clustered, way too busy. There's too much going on. It's hard for me to look at. I still don't think it's a perfectly outwardly handsome vehicle. However, in the black color, it's a lot better. But the transmission is better. This interior feels a little bit nicer in the black color. Overall, this is a little bit better of an experience than that first TL I did. They made progress throughout the late 2000s, early 2010s, and that's very evident here in the 2012. I also just thought this car was super interesting because it actually got a different engine depending on if it was all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. I don't know. I think that's interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to North Naperville Autos for letting me take out their 2012 Acura TL SH all-wheel drive. They are fantastic. They offer financing, they offer nationwide shipping, as well as they are a Carfax certified dealership, so you know you're going to be getting a good deal. They're fantastic to work with, and I can't recommend them enough. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.